It's been 100 days of Trump. Is it a nightmare or is it total bliss? Hey guys, it's your girl Katie, and man, that's the question, right? Are you listening to the media that's telling you that the last 100 days have been the worst possible scenario for the country? Or are you listening to the people who are actually bringing you the facts, the things that have taken place over the last 100 days that are moving us in a positive direction? So whether you have Trump derangement syndrome or not is going to depend on whether you're able to hear the facts clearly that I'm going to spell out or not. Let's start with scripture. That might actually help. So let's talk about the number one thing that Trump ran on: promises kept, promises delivered, right? Is the border. So if you don't know what was going on with the border prior to Trump, you just have to watch the last couple months of the campaign where Kamala and Biden were saying over and over and over again that the reason that they couldn't make any positive changes for the border was because Trump stopped some random bill to give more money to the people at the border.
President Biden, pleading for Congress to pass the bipartisan border security compromise, is blaming former President Donald Trump for trying to kill it.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
Do you remember that? Do you remember being told that literally nothing could happen with all of the hundreds of thousands of people piling into the country was because Trump stopped a little bit of legislation or told the Congress people to hold back on legislation that would allow them to give more money to the people at the border? Well, what's happening now? I want you guys to know that the border crossings have dropped 95% since January 2025. You heard that right, 95%. No legislation was passed, right? Executive orders were given, but no legislation had to pass, which means that Biden or Kamala could have done this same thing that Trump did, which was secure our southern border and stop the madness that was coming over into our country. I want you guys to think about Deuteronomy 28:43 through 44. The sojourner who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Whenever someone is making excuses that they can't get something done, you need to dig in a little bit deeper and see what the true barrier is. Is it that they wanted the people into the country or what? Because there's really no good explanation for the fact that the border crossings have gone down. I think it was like 7. We'll post some statistics, but I think it was down to 7 people were actually released into the United States at the border in the last 30 days or something like that. Hey guys, so we were given some facts on whether people were coming over the border or what the numbers were, and so we just wanted to give a quick update. So the daily average went from 1,837 crossings per day down to 77 crossings per day. So 1,837 to 77 is down 95%. We love the stats. We're going to post even more below, but we just wanted to give you a little fact check on how many crossings are per day. It has gone down so awesome, and you guys should all be happy. So whether you have Trump derangement syndrome where you just can't even see past, you just hate Trump so much that you can't even be happy that we have stopped the influx of people coming in illegally to this country that are part of gangs. There are people being taken out of this country every single day that were committing crimes, part of gangs, wanted in their other countries, and now they are out. So secure borders are good for everybody, and I hope you start to open your eyes a little bit and just be excited that things are actually happening. Things were promised and things are being done, which is so great. Point number 2, energy independence and economic relief. You guys, think about COVID. When COVID happened and the world shut down, it was like a realization of drugs, things that we need. Our society is so dependent on other countries. It is unbelievable. For energy, for our chips in our phone, everything has come to pass, really since COVID. I think before that, everyone was just head in the sand. After COVID, people started to realize, wow, this country needs to take back some of the energy production. We need to take back all of the oh my gosh, like the manufacturing that's done in this country completely died. I know you probably saw, or if you didn't see, Trump was doing his rally in Michigan saying that the amount of money, there's like trillions of dollars coming in now for the manufacturing to be moved to the United States. We need to be more independent, not just in energy and not just in drugs and things like that. We need to be independent from other countries so that somebody can't just shut us down. So when you're thinking about the short term, right? Like, oh, well, what about these tariffs? And what about like other countries being mad at the United States and things like that? You need to be thinking about the fact that you can't always avoid the problem to find the solution, right? You can't just avoid all these things that could be to avoid actually finding a solution and moving towards the solution. So even though there might be a little, this is like everything, you guys. This is everything in your life right now. Anything holding you back right now. If you don't get through some stuff that's like scary or that you have fear around or that you can't get through, like a barrier, like, oh man, like I could move forward with that dream that I have, but I would lose X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you have to lose X, Y, and Z to get the dream, right? And that's what Trump is looking at. Trump is looking at the macro. He's looking at the whole picture, not for right now, not for his life. His life is great. Like when you're a billionaire, you can pretty much do anything you want. Don't you guys realize that? His life could be great. It's for us. It's for his grandkids. It's for the legacy that he's leaving behind. And yeah, he might be someone who cares about legacy. I don't care about the legacy of my name personally. I care about the legacy of Jesus. That's not what he's doing, but he's actually looking at the country and thinking, oh my gosh, how long would it be till this $1 trillion becomes another $1 trillion, $1 trillion, $1 trillion? It adds up, and then what happens next? The interest that we pay per year is in the trillions. So if you only make so much and then you have all this extra interest, plus you're having all these extra costs, don't you see that that's just like we're just getting piled, everything's being piled on the United States. And then all of a sudden, what's going to happen? Like we need to make deals. We need to have tariffs. We need all these things in place for the future of the country. So when you're thinking about it, I just want you guys thinking about Genesis 1:28. And God blessed them. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the heavens and over every living thing that moves on the earth. I love thinking about this because energy prices have fallen 30%. Gas prices have dropped 7%. And inflation hit a 5-year low of 2.4% in March with $935 billion in deregulatory savings. So like Doge, don't like Doge, everything that they're doing with like all of the fraud, this is bigger than that. This is talking about like energy sources. This is talking about gas. This is talking about everyday people. And for some reason, eggs are down, right? Groceries are less, gas is less. That was like the total focus of the first 10 days of the presidency. In the first 10 days, all you heard was, oh my gosh, the eggs haven't gone down. Gas is still up. Inflation is high. And now it's day 100 and no one's reporting on the other side. In the Democratic side, they're not saying, wow, you know what? Just admit it. Just admit that you were fighting for this thing, saying that Trump wasn't doing it fast enough. And that was in the first 10 days. Now it's been 100 days and it's done. I mean, literally, the egg prices are down, the gas prices are down, and you're not happy still. And that's when you really have to start looking like, do you just hate this person who is coordinating the good stuff so much that you can't even see how good it is for the people around you? It's the real people that are going to benefit from manufacturing jobs. It's the real people that are going to benefit from gas prices and eggs. Do you think that the billionaires care what eggs cost? I mean, come with me for a minute and think about a billionaire, right? They are not worried about how much eggs cost. They don't even care how much the fuel in their private plane costs. Do you understand that? That they could not spend enough money. The prices could never go so high that they wouldn't be just living the same exact life that they're living right now. It's for the regular people. I'll be honest, I don't care how much eggs are. I'm in an economic point in my life where I don't know how much eggs are. And if eggs were 4 times the price, I would still buy the eggs. This is for the people, like everyone's so worried about the stock market all of a sudden. The people who are actually putting money in the stock market are also the people who don't really actually care how much eggs are. So if you actually want to fight for the people, the poor people, the orphans, the widows, That's not coming from this stuff that everyone is like glorifying in the media. It's coming from the jobs. It's coming from energy. It's coming from making things made in America with jobs in America. So think about that next time you're trying to fight this big fight for all the poor people. It's like, who do you know that's poor? Who are you actually fighting for? And do you actually know what their struggles are? Because I'm going to guess right now that the people who are like screaming about eggs prices don't even care how much eggs are. There was someone on the news, I'll actually find it, but she was like, oh yeah, I mean, I can't afford, she was talking about like literally not being able to afford eggs or milk or something. And you were just looking at her like with her Chanel bag and like she flew in a private jet and you're like, don't mock us, right? Don't mock the people of America. The people of America are smarter than you think. And when they're talking down to you or acting like you don't know what's going on, just remember that the people right now, the Republican Party, is actually putting things in place to make your life better. Like the people who need it the most, it's making their lives better, easier, less expensive, and over time, more independent from other countries, which if you don't get the value of that, we just don't truly understand how it would be if we were actually shut off of the resources that the United States actually needs from other countries right now. We have become so dependent on other countries for things that are in our everyday life that it's actually scary. So point number 3, economic growth and job creation. I've already touched on this a little bit. I wanted to read you guys Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. There have been 345,000 new jobs created with 1.4 trillion in foreign AI investment and private sector employment surging since January 2025. Job creation is up, right? That means stock price or the interest rates should come down, right? So if interest rates come down and then the market starts to boom again, it's like all these things are so imminent that I think people are starting to focus on like these little minute days, which if you're actually in the stock market, you don't really care. Like unless you're a day trader, you're not watching every single day. You're watching like year over year, quarter over quarter, things like that. So don't freak out and take your money out. Just trust the process that you have billionaire people working for the United States right now. Billionaires, people who have amassed massive wealth and know what they're doing, are literally working for us, the American people, because they care about America and they want America to be great again. When did making America great again become a cult? When did it become a bad word to actually want to make America great? It just sounds so crazy. Like I had people in the comments the other day like, MAGA's a cult, stuff about religion, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, MAGA, make America great again is a cult? Wanting to make America great, you guys, it's not a cult. It's not something that's destroying America. It is literally trying to do what it can to put pieces back together so that America can be great, meaning that the people in America are free. The people in America have access to good paying jobs and can actually live the American dream. Buy a house, have a family. Like that's the kind of things that this country was founded on. And now that's like evil to talk about. Oh, how dare you talk about like having a family or, you know, getting married and having the house. It's like, when did these things come bad? It just makes me think of all of the verses in the Bible that talk about the end times when good is bad and bad is evil and light is dark and dark is light. It's like when everything starts to get completely moshed up and you just don't even know which way is up. It's really crazy. I think we should talk about Trump derangement syndrome. Overcoming Trump derangement syndrome, I think, is going to be the best thing to happen. I almost can't wait for the end. This is only 100 days in. I can't even imagine what's going to happen in 4 years. I almost can't wait for the end so that all of the people who have this Trump derangement syndrome where they just cannot stop focusing on the man instead of the plan, I can't wait for that time to be over because then what, right? And you started to see it with Elon. Then it was Elon derangement syndrome. But isn't there going to be a time when the people can see the good in the leaders, where there's going to be a Republican, whoever the next Republican candidate is, that people can actually look at the man, understand the plan, and not be so focused on hatred that they can't even see the clear outlines of success, where you can't even be happy for the country for taking huge strides in energy and efficiency and border and everything. Like there's just so many things that Trump's doing that are so beneficial for the actual Americans that deserve to be here, right? You were born here or you came here legally. You worked a lot harder if you came here legally than people who were born here, right? If you came here and you're a citizen of the United States, it's literally what the government is in place to do is to protect your rights and to make your life better. It's whenever you're thinking about, like, we're in the building industry, right? We build houses. When the city is actually making it difficult for you to build a house, and you're just thinking, the city employees work for the city is paid by the people who live in the city's taxes, and so it's supposed to benefit us, the people. That is what the government is supposed to do. It's supposed to benefit the people who pay the bills around here, right? The taxpayers. So what is actually happening? It's not what's happening anymore. People are getting favors, kickbacks, they're getting lobbyists. Like everybody is starting to skew the reality of what the government is put in place to do and what even our local government and our local city departments and building departments, they're supposed to serve the people and make it easier for us to progress, for us to do what we're allowed to do with our land, for us to be able to build and develop and grow our cities. So just think about, like, when you're so angry, if you're someone who's just like sitting there, like even listening to this, and you're just so angry at me, think about why you're angry about the things that are actually happening. Don't think about Trump. Don't think about Bondi. Don't think about all the people. Think about the actual stats. If you just put them on a piece of paper, or like we'll post some things below. If we just post the things that have happened in the first 100 days, do they make you mad if they're not associated with a certain party or certain people? Or are you like, wow? Like, can you just back up and be like, this is great. This is great for America. I hope you do. So a CNN poll from April 2025 shows 59% of Americans believe Trump's policies worsened economic conditions despite data showing job growth and lower inflation. You guys, bring it back to Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. The reason I think it's important to think about scripture and think about God and think about God's plan is that if you are actually one of the 59% of Americans who think that the world is worse off right now, where are you getting your data? Who is your source? You need to back up your source, stop watching the mainstream news, and actually dig in a little bit. Find people that you trust, that you see that they go through the data. And they go through there and they think of like all the good things and the bad things, right? They're thinking of, okay, when the border crossings go down to this, what's the upside? What's the downside, right? What happened in that instance? Like this one person that was deported and should come back or whatever, like the one or two instances that are being thrown into the media. Okay, out of hundreds of thousands, right? So yes, there might be a one-off mistake and then finding out it might not even be a mistake because the media is just projecting so much on you that you might not be getting into the actual facts. So Trump's first 100 days delivered safe borders, cheaper energy, jobs are booming. It's wins for everyday Americans. And I think that Trump derangement syndrome is on a low. I think that it's actually something that it was really high, obviously, right at the election, right after, people acting like they're going to do X, Y, and Z with their hair and their whatevers. It's like now I think people are actually starting to see that if you don't hate Trump so much, you might actually be able to clearly see that America is off to a great start. 100 days, you guys. What's the last thing you did for 100 days where you actually made progress, right? We go on these 90 days like, oh, in 90 days, I'm going to make something magical happen. And then, no one does anything, right? 100 days have passed. I can't wait to be giving you an update on 200, 300, 400, 1,000, because I can't wait to see what happens when business people are in charge of the United States of America. I'm excited about it, obvious. I'd love to hear your comments. I know they're going to be all over the board, but try when you're making your comment to actually think about the people around you and are they better off right now or are they worse off? I think if you answer that question honestly, TDS starts to kind of go away. So I can't wait to see what you guys say in the comments, and until then, stay elevated. Hey guys, if you want to see more episodes like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and we'd love to hear what you think. See you in the comments, and until then, stay elevated.